Today on the podcast, we have Dr. Benjamin Cutswell, plastic surgeon of Scottsdale.
Oh, yeah.
Cutswell.
Actually, that'd be
finances.
Dr. Cutswell.
I know, that'd be a great surgeon name, right?
Yo, that was getting me pumped up. That was really dope. Yo, what is that? What's the idea on that track? That's fire.
Oh, I don't know. It's just a random track that we found.
All right.
But anyways, Cutswell. So Cutswell, tell us. So you're a DJ of Scottsdale.
I am.
And we've become good friends over the years.
Yeah.
And anyways, we'd love to have you. And thank you for coming to Scottsdale on the Rocks, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
This
Hell
is
yeah,
a wonderful
brother.
setup. Very professional.
Yes, we got Alyssa, got Joel here, and Cutswell. So we're here just to basically talk about Scottsdale is really what it comes down to. So Scottsdale, surrounding areas, just fun stuff, just things like that. So anyways, Cutswell, where are you from?
I'm from Boston. I lived there till
Boston.
Yeah, I was there till I was 20, and then I moved to Scottsdale.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell
so
yeah.
I've been like on that little vortex block since 2004.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Holy shit.
How did you first get started in Scottsdale? How did you end up here? What?
Well, I was like living on my own in Boston as a DJ from like the age of 14.
Yeah.
And suffering.
And is there like a club life there in like Boston compared to Scottsdale, or?
Now there is.
Oh, now there is.
There's a company out there called Big Night Live that has like a really similar situation as like EEG or like Riot Hospitality Group or like whatever, where they own like 7 nightclubs and like a few show venues and restaurants, and they're crushing it. I actually play for them at a place called The Grand.
Okay.
So they have like one group.
There's another competing group that owns a place called like Mario Underground, I think it's called, and I don't know what else they own. They're like emerging.
Got it.
But it's just like Riot Hospitality Group out here.
This is like last 10 years in Boston.
I think it's like exactly. And like they built like a whole new district called the Seaport District in downtown that's like really popping. And it's like, you know, high-end shopping, like the Orange Theory is like the nice boutique hotels, like right on the water. And the clubs are like, kind of have like an early 2000s vibe to them in the sense that they're like actual nightclubs, like big room, like Vegas nightclubs versus like what we see in Scottsdale with like the party bars and shit like that.
I feel like that's an East Coast thing, those really big rooms.
Yeah, well, electronic music is still like really predominant there as well, and like they kind of keep it more like housey than they do hip hop, except for on hip hop nights. I don't really, to be honest with you, I don't really know what I'm talking about because I don't know the market that well.
Okay,
I
but
left
when you were
that
there-
market. I left that market, you know, when
Yeah,
I was
it's been
20,
years.
before I was even
Yeah.
like old enough
So
to
for-
be a part of it. So I was like still doing house parties and like small bars in Cambridge before that ever even like was a thing.
That's all
I
it
just-
was. It was just bars and house parties.
I know there was always a club scene there. Just like
What
Boston
about
was.
raves?
Boston had like the blue laws, so like Sundays bars had to close at like 11 or midnight. Like clubs had to close at 1. Like bottle service has only been legal there for like 8 or 9 years.
Oh, okay, cool.
You know what I mean? So it's just it's a high functioning like college town. Like, you know, all the top Ivy League schools are there. Like
So when you got to Scottsdale from Boston in 2004, was it kind of like that here? Was it pretty slow around here? Or was it popping?
no, so I mean, what is now Maya was Sanctuary, right? And then that became Mist, and that was like a giant mega 3-story club that held like 2,000 people with its patio. The entrance faced like Gus and Joe's.
Mist?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Mist.
Yeah, and it had like the big like fire entrance in the front, spiral staircase and all that stuff. And
How was Sanctuary? I've never seen that one.
I never really made it in there.
Okay.
That was like closing like right when I got here.
Got it.
Just like Barcelona, I think closed in 2005. That was like
That was
the
up
hot spot in North Scottsdale. Things were a lot more spread out. Like, you know, I used to work with like Bird at Jackrabbit, which was where next to E4, which is now 1111 or Paris, across the street.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like the owner of my company, Ryan Hibbert, was like the AGM of E4, the club that I was like the resident
Crazy.
DJ at, you know, before he like built what is Scottsdale now.
Nice.
I mean, it was all small nightclubs and one large one. And then, I take that back. Access Radius is huge. Mist was huge. Suede 6, they were like smaller. Jackrabbit was like smaller, like size of cake kind of thing.
Okay.
And then Ryan opened El Jefe like 12 years ago, and it was like this tiny little party bar that could be open from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. and it changed the entire dynamic because they were capturing revenue for 12 hours instead of 3. You know what I mean? Like clubs get busy at 11, close at 2. They really get busy at 11:30. Tables show up at midnight. It's a much shorter revenue stream than something that can be open for 12 hours and rock all day and do football and be a restaurant.
I was just telling someone that's how I feel like, and maybe I'm right because I'm like you. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I feel like it used to be. I feel like it used to be like 12 hours. Like you would party. Like I would go into one of these spots and not leave for a long time.
Right. Well,
now it's just 3 hours.
Okay, so competition is like everything. I mean, when Jefe opened, they were the Sunday Funday spot, right? There was a line down the block the entire day. It started 4 to 10 Sundays, and it would really be like at some points like 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. And you know, Hi-Fi opens, Bottle Blonde opens, Casamigos opens, and now what we're seeing is like a shift. So on a Sunday, everybody goes to Maya until 5:30, then they go to Jefe from 6 to 9, and then they go to Hi-Fi from 9 to 11, and then they go to Riot House from 11 to 2.
Yeah, it's
we're all
kinda
kind of sharing one crowd.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And there's been, and I mean, I could go about this for hours. Like we've shifted in the last couple of years to something completely different even than what we were in 2018. I mean, now like we're running the exact same tourism schedule as Vegas. Like we're completely empty on like November, December. First half of January sucks, right? Starts to warm up. We enter, you know, football playoff season, Final Four, the Waste Management Open. Then we have pool season. Then it gets a little bit too hot, a little bit too late in the summer. School comes back in. We're good for like those early holidays, bad for late winter. It's like I can literally like map out the year for you how it's gonna go.
Yeah, it becomes a science. You know, it comes down to there's certain data that just comes in and it's interesting to see like how different time frames it just depletes people, and then certain time frames are just slammed as hell.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, like right now, like people are getting like resituated after New Year's. You know, they're just buckling down before like the wealthy get like sick of being in the cold and start flying here to play golf. Like you know,
That's exactly
popping
what it is.
bottles and cheating on their wives or whatever it is that they do out here. But you know.
What?
So we asked Alyssa the other day, like, if you were to explain Scottsdale like in a few words, how would you describe it? Because her explanation was small town, big titties. That was her thing.
Yeah.
How would you explain it?
And
You know, I spent like the better part of a decade trying to convince people around the country when I was like touring and stuff that we had this like awesome party scene.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
And that it took a pandemic to show the country that.
Yeah,
Like, when
yeah.
we were like one of 3 places in the whole country open and everybody came here and they saw
yeah.
like all like the restaurants and like the wonderful like mansions they can rent or Airbnbs and like the golfing and like how great the clubs and partying is, like how accessible it is, how spread out it is. Like it showed the whole country and we became like a top tier market. So in the nightclub world, we're now a top tier market. And I also spent the better part of a decade fantasizing about DJing in other markets and finally getting to those other markets and being like, this isn't as fun as home.
Yeah, yeah.
Like this isn't as fun as a DJ. This isn't as fun as a place to hang out. Like it's just something that everyone has been saying is cool.
Yeah, yeah.
For like ever. And it's really not. Like nightlife in most of the country is pretty bad.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think Scottsdale has definitely took advantage. Well, it's kind of interesting to see the like evolution of it, especially like you describe it. You know, it's really come down to a lot of people love coming here for bachelorette parties. They come here for just celebrations of different things, and it's from. We meet people from all over the place, you know what I mean?
Right.
Here in Scottsdale, it's not just Arizona or whatever. You meet people from Canada, from Midwest, East Coast, West Coast, everything.
100%. You know, it's like a double-edged sword though, because now like people are starting to come here for a reason.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it has to be a bachelorette party, or it has to be like, you know, the Waste Management Open or whatever it may be, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I agree.
And so we're losing some of the people that were just coming here
for the weather.
And I think that like we've gotten really expensive. Everywhere's gotten really expensive, but we've kept up with the same level of cost as other major cities, and it's made it less accessible for a lot of people. Or they come here and they're like, man, we spent like $10K last time we were there on like one night of liquid cat piss.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, and I don't, it was a great time. I don't know if I'm coming back, but we'll see what happens this season.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you see that too, Alyssa? I know you haven't worked in a few months, but when you were
In a restaurant.
yeah. Do you see it in a restaurant like the seasons? And Alyssa worked at Steak 44 for like 8 years.
Definitely.
Oh, that place is just always gangbusters, though.
It is.
It's like the best restaurant in town.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
It was
agree.
really good. No, but there's definitely like a busier season and like a slower season, but I don't think it really applies to that because it was more of like a neighborhood steakhouse.
Okay.
Too. Like where it is. I don't know. Like there's so many houses in that area that it wasn't.
There are just regulars upon regulars in there.
But
Every time I
also-
go in there, there's like famous athletes in there.
They all
I
live
think
right
it's
there.
terrific. Like,
I mean,
neighborhood steakhouse to me is like
No,
a
I'm-
100-year-old Chicago
Okay,
restaurant.
so okay, I get no, yeah. So I don't mean it like that. I just mean in terms of like it doesn't ever get like so slow because
Yeah.
there's always gonna be regular people
Yeah.
that live in the area that will be coming there every single day,
Do you-
week,
It's
twice a week.
in everywhere else. It's called Steak 48, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
So how do those ones do?
they do really good.
Oh, yeah.
they kill it. They kill it.
I go to the one
Top
in Houston.
service. Yeah,
Yeah, in fact, the one in Houston, I recognize half the staff used to work at the one in Scottsdale. Not half of them.
that's like Bottle Blonde
of them.
opening in
Yeah.
Houston
Yeah.
and everybody.
They send all
like,
the
oh,
people.
Joel's here.
Joel's here, hell yeah.
100%.
The thing that's great about
That's
that is like once
exciting.
you're in Arizona and you like see people like working here and then you see them in other states, it makes you feel like more comfortable. You know what I mean?
It's
Especially when you're
fun.
traveling.
It's like family. You're
Yeah, it's
like,
great.
what? Oh my god! All right,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
For sure. For sure.
So one thing I was wondering about Cutswell is in Scottsdale I've been with you at the DJ booth and I've hung out with other DJs and stuff, and one thing that you do in particular is I could see you hyping up the crowd like no other. Like you know how to do this. You have it down to a science and it's amazing.
Do you mean with the
Just the music
smug look on my face?
Yeah, no,
or-
just the music you play and everything like that. Like you could see the crowd just gets into it. You know what I
You
mean?
play
Like
the most hype music.
It's very your music is very immersive. I feel like in aspects.
I feel like, can you imagine if, all right, like, I'm not trying to be like arrogant or whatever, but can you imagine if it wasn't at this
Oh, no.
point?
No, I
like
know.
if I've been playing on that
Yeah,
same
yeah.
block for 20 years and I hadn't figured it out.
Oh, yeah.
Like that,
No,
that
no.
would be like, what?
No, but like I've seen certain DJs that play certain things, but like other DJs here in Scottsdale, they're great. You know what I mean? But like just the way you transition and the way you you even shout stuff over the over the mic just to like even involve people in the crowd, which is great. I love that.
I'm having a panic attack the entire time.
Really?
I have DJ'd 4 nights a week for like 10, 11 years, and
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
been DJing for 26 years.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm still having the same panic attack.
Really?
Stop.
Yeah.
What's your anxiety in it or what?
What do you
Mostly-
think is gonna happen?
Okay, so
what are you scared of?
everything.
No.
It's a production.
No. So wildly insecure, about what people think about me. Always have been, always will be. Right. I don't like, it, it's like not crippling, but it's like definitely like slowed my career down in ways. You know what I mean? I'm always worried about like management, what they're thinking. You, as a DJ, you're always worried about your job.
Yeah, yeah.
There's
Of
no
course.
security whatsoever.
Yeah, yeah.
I have more security.
So you
than
want to be the
most.
best every single time.
Yeah.
You're like, come
Right.
on. Yeah.
Then, they're seeing me do the same thing every single night. And the staff is constantly complaining about me for, like, my DJing. This is every resident DJ deals with this.
Just like little
Like,
petty
like,
stuff or what?
You might come in all honesty, like once a month, right? You're out
Yeah,
enjoying
yeah.
yourself. You're having a good time. You're bouncing around from club to club. You're one of us, even though you're not in the hospitality business. Well, I guess you are with IV, but those people that work there deal with me every single day. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
try to tour as much as possible so that I'm not there for myself and for them, and to give other people opportunity. But I'm primarily doing like 80% the same set every night
Yeah, yeah.
because
do you like
we're.
that? Or do you
I've-
want to spice it up?
But
it's-
you're playing to the people.
It's different for me in the sense that like I might like work it differently in my head or play the 10 moves ahead differently each night, but it's essentially the same music and it still sounds like me because I have a sound. So it's still
Yeah, yeah.
me up there and it'll always be me dealing with me as a person and all my insecurities and shit. Like the other thing we don't have like back in the day, 10 to 11:30 was like playing like music we thought was cool.
Yeah, yeah.
And now we're popping bottles at 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
So there's constant pressure to keep the energy up for 4 straight hours. It's a headlining set for 4 hours. And I'm always worried about running out of music. Even though I've gone through 9,000 sets and I always survive, I'm always worried like, oh my God, if I play this now, what does it mean later?
Yeah.
Like,
Do you ever draw like a brain fart and you're like, what is that song? Like you're trying to play a particular song?
1,000%.
Yeah, yeah.
Every night.
Yeah.
Every night, at least once a night, I'm like, can't remember like the name of a song that I've played 100,000 times.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it could be as simple
I
as
can only
like,
imagine.
like Rich Baby Daddy. I just blank the
Well, for
complete
4
name and I have to
hours, man,
search
that's
for
a
it.
long time to remember
Yeah.
that much data in terms of just saying, oh, okay, this one's gonna be next. This blends with this.
It's
or whatever happens to
250
be.
files.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's 250 files. So, and it's like I've like tried to like narrow it down,
Yeah, yeah.
and also I'm really like
250. Wow.
yeah. So it's nice. It's 50 an hour, 4-hour set, 60 an hour. Some nights a little bit more. Some slow nights it's like 110, like a dead empty club because you're just like on your phone and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Not even trying.
Got it.
So when you're playing music in the club and stuff, are you playing the entire song, or are you playing like partial of the song, or how does that typically go?
So I think of everything as like in beats, measures, and hooks.
Yeah, yeah.
Very little do I think about like time, length of song.
I see.
But let's call it. So each song that I play has like a portion of it that you're not really hearing that I'm using to mix it in.
Mm-hmm.
That's like 30 seconds long. Then there's like I'll play like one verse and one hook typically, unless it's like a real banger or I'm taking a piss. Like I have 5 songs a night I use just for peeing.
You're like, all right, play, then you run to the bathroom.
There's 5 songs that I would never play again if it wasn't for the bathroom.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like
What's your bathroom song so we know?
Steve Aoki's remix of Pursuit of Happiness.
That's the number 2.
We're like,
for
all
sure.
right, Cutwell's going to
that-
take a leak.
It has,
sure
it
number
has
2.
to be 5 minutes long and be good enough that
Keeps
if
the
I
crowd
don't get
going.
back in time, nobody notices.
Yeah,
Won't get yelled at.
So like
Makes sense.
And I'm typically back within like a minute and a half anyways, but it's the anxiety of what if.
Yeah.
And I leave like a
The crowd stops you or something. You're like,
Yeah.
holy shit.
No, I mean like I remember like, still let me like cut the line at the bathroom.
Yeah.
And one time I like cut the line and I'm like at the urinal and I take my phone out as I'm like pissing and I'm like looking at my phone like while I'm peeing simultaneously. And this guy like started like yelling at me like, what the fuck, bro? I let you cut me. You're not even pissing. And I'm like, there's literally piss coming out of my dick right now.
Yo, chill,
Like,
bro.
And then he like tried to fight me. And that's like 3 minutes of my time that I have to deal with before I can even get back to
That's bars, man.
whatever song.
God.
Yeah. People are messy. Like you just deal with like, it's so funny because we're providing so much hospitality and they're like the exact opposite.
Opposite.
Yeah. So.
So what are some of the like bad things that you deal with, like when are like obviously like people coming to the DJ booth, it probably becomes problematic because they're getting in your area, things like
Dude,
that.
Joel.
Joel,
I'm a terror.
you're like, God damn it, it's Joel again.
No, I have a really high tolerance on most nights, and then depending on what's going on with me, like
Yeah.
not personally, but other shit that I might have like. It's kind of like anything else. Like if I just dealt with like one situation, my tolerance is
Yeah,
lower.
yeah. If you're
For
having
the
a bad
next
day,
one,
then things bother you. Yeah.
Yeah, but I try to like I mean, there are nights when I'm blackout drunk. Too. It's like a lot of nights where I'm blackout drunk, and I'm just trying to be as fucking wild as everybody else. Like there's nights where I want like a mess in my. I want liquid spilled everywhere.
Like fun is like just fun stuff going on, everything.
Yeah.
Reckless.
You know,
And other times you're like, leave me alone.
And those nights are, I catch you every once in a while. Like once a year, I catch you on one of those nights.
where I'm wasted and having a good time.
I'd say once a year, I catch you.
You should come in more often.
I should. I'm saying I'm 37. I've laid off a lot lately so as
Yeah.
I've gotten older. But I catch you every once in a while, and I'll be like, because if I'm out late at night, past midnight, I'm probably pretty drunk.
It's Sundays for me. Sundays are
That's probably accurate.
Sundays are the demon.
That's the day.
It's the
Sundays,
day.
Mondays.
Fridays sometimes. Fridays are because it's like the first night of the week and you go a little bit too hard too fast, and then Sundays are because you're out for 12 hours drinking the entire day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, just not Saturdays.
Sunday.
So I'm blacked out twice a week and just a little drunk one night.
Oh, that's so funny. We were just talking to someone about how that's the day you always work, no matter what, in this industry. It's like you're working Saturday just to get it in your head.
Yeah.
You're not getting that night off.
I feel that way about Sundays. Like I have to worry about my Sunday more than any other day to keep it like busy and the party going and all that shit. So like that's the day I put like the most effort into. I feel like Saturdays for me are gonna like take care of like it's always busy on Saturdays.
Yeah.
I can like DJ less intensely on Saturday even.
So Saturday usually gets the most people for the most part.
1,000%.
Really?
And so this just started here, and this has always been like a Vegas thing. I remember I did Memorial Day weekend at Omnia, and like I played Saturday.
Yeah.
And it was like trash, and it was like, what the fuck? It's Memorial Day weekend.
Dead. Yeah.
Everybody was at the pool all day.
Yeah.
Nobody makes it to the club.
Wow.
They overspend at the pool.
And they can't make it out
Yeah,
at night.
Sarah's puking in the hotel room, like all that shit, and like that started. So now in our summer, Fridays are popping. Like whenever we book clients now, it's like if they come in on Friday, I like set them up with like dinner, nightclub Friday, Maya Saturday, and I won't book them for anything on Saturday night because they never make it.
Yeah.
So and then
Makes sense.
Then it switches the second half of the year, but that just started like a couple years ago because the pool season has gotten so popular here.
Yeah. Now the pool, it does get busy, and I think it's even going to be even better now that they have that hotel that's coming up.
Oh yeah.
And then even the space that they created is actually like better, you know?
There's going to be a nightclub right there too
Really?
again, just like
Nice.
it used to be.
There's going to be a pool there? Are they just going to use the pool that's already there?
Yeah, it's my understanding.
Okay.
My
what it
understanding is
looks like.
that is the hotel pool.
Okay, it kind of looks that way.
Yeah, the rooftop, I don't think has a pool.
Maya.
Oh.
Yeah, new hotel going out.
That rooftop looks huge.
Yeah, I think that's going to be like where we meet up to get drinks at 9 o'clock before gigs.
What a view up there. That'll be nice. Well, okay.
Who's
then,
who's jumping first?
Jumping.
there's always a jumper. At Skylanes, we had 2 jumpers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but you only
Oh
like
my
break your legs
God.
from that height.
What?
Did they break their legs?
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Did they sue you after?
I don't remember.
Somebody jumped at Varsity
put-
Yeah.
on the second floor and then sued after.
I think it was when it was live wire. They had to put extra high gates.
And apparently he like went up to the girl that was sitting there and said like, "Hey, watch this," or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. And then he still sued, I think.
Yeah, idiot.
I was working at a casino nightclub and somebody punched a mirror and cut their hand open, and they had to pay them $8,000.
It's crazy what these like
Yeah.
any business has to deal with this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it's wild.
but I could only imagine in the bar industry it happens so much more. You know?
I think we see that in Scottsdale. Going back to Scottsdale, the resilience of people's bodies, for the
Oh,
shit
yeah.
that they put themselves through every weekend in the clubs.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it took me till 37 to finally catch gout.
What is gout?
Got the gout.
It's this.
Is that why you're rubbing your foot?
Yeah.
Is it in your feet? Is it in your brain?
Yeah, it usually happens like in the first toe. So sometimes people have like some pain.
Wait, is it really in your
there.
feet?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
thought it
if
was
I
in your
don't
throat.
if I don't drink, it doesn't bug me.
Okay.
So that's what I'm telling you. It
Yeah,
finally caught
diet
up
and
to
drinking
me.
can have a
You're
huge
just
effect
getting
on it.
real high all the time.
Yep.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I wonder if that has any effect on it. I don't know.
Well,
Oh,
I don't know if I'm like old enough to even like say this like with accuracy or not, but I started being in the club scene like 2004, and bottle service was like getting a bottle of Grey Goose back then.
Yeah.
The point I'm trying to make is that like people are partying. I think people are partying 10 times harder than they used to, and now as I am getting older, I'm seeing my friends like face severe medical problems.
Yeah.
And like
The consequences
we
of
were
it.
saying this in the last podcast. We will have a sign that says, "Please do not feed the locals alcohol."
yeah. Yeah.
You're here partying, but we do this. I remember I was walking out of the W one time, and this family was walking out, and the son looked at the mom, and I live across the street from W, so I was just walking in to go upstairs to the pool, and the boy says to the mom, he's like, "Mama, do you think they party like this every day?" And the mom was like all offended by it. She's like a Karen type. She goes, "They're on vacation just like us." That's what she said to the boy, and I was like, "No,
No, we're not.
it's every day."
I just spent the last 9 years drunk like 3 to 7 days a week. You know what I mean?
Do you ever?
Same.
Like there were like this last August,
glad
like
someone else was
yo,
there.
like, you know how like we'd like go like for a gig in Vegas on a Monday, or like I have like an event in LA on a Monday that's like an industry based event. Well, I just worked Wednesday to Sunday, and then I'm in LA from Sunday to Wednesday, and then I work Wednesday to Sunday
Oh,
again. And I'm
God.
just drunk 14 days in a row. Like
Does it get hard sometimes to do that, or?
I'm really good at it.
You don't get hungover?
I was like living in hangover and just like adjusted to it. But
This is life.
But it came very easy for me. It wasn't like I'd wake up and be like, oh, I'm dying. Like, oh, I can't make it to the gig. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would just like wake up
Suck
and like,
it up.
not even just keep going.
Yeah,
you know
you
what I
just
mean?
keep going.
And it like had to stop. It had to stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I put a stop to it a few months ago, but like, it's really intense. And like, I did not want to end up in a situation where like I couldn't drink ever again.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be like 70 and divorced, on a beach, like having a martini, like,
Enjoying life, not having to worry about
yeah.
cirrhosis or something.
Yeah, totally.
Carrying.
I was gonna bring my blood work to this podcast for you to review, actually, and just
should
like
That would have been
but then I was gonna doctor it so that
Something really high. So, one of those tests. Have you seen those ones where it's like, oh, positive for HIV, COVID, syphilis, chlamydia? You gotta read it.
He's gonna have you read it like on the cast, just to, like see your reaction. You know,
Like, God damn, Cutswell.
Like, we have to stop the podcast. You can write me a prescription.
Like, are you okay, man?
This just got real.
Do you have one of those noises?
Would you say that Scottsdale has a favorite genre?
Yeah, it's top 40.
And that's not really a genre though. Is it? That's a bunch of genres.
For me, it's like a sound.
Okay.
You know what? I will say this, Joel. Something that like started, I think, in my opinion, started with us at Cake, which was like making it okay. The original Cake, not the current Cake, making it okay to play hip hop in Arizona.
We had emails about it.
Was it
I
just
remember
like
discussing it?
It just wasn't allowed for a while there, or what?
So
do you mean?
all right, so
You
like
wanted to get it
I don't
right.
want to like name clubs or whatever, but there were certain clubs I used to play at, and like my neck would start to hurt because I'd be like checking the back door to see if the owners were coming in at any point. You know what I mean? Like, so I would have to stop playing hip hop and go back to EDM. You know what I mean? Like, and until I like was able to like slowly like work in more and more, and then it didn't hurt that the market changed and that hip hop became like pop music. You know, like the Fetty Waps and shit like helped, and Ludacris's, and then a million other artists like early on in the 2000s that were gearing up for that change. You know what I mean? But like obviously like it's like systemic racism or whatever. But we at Cake got together and said we're gonna do 100% hip hop, and we're gonna bring in like the best clients in the country, and we're gonna like. And then it sent everyone else eventually like chasing after that sound.
Yeah, I've noticed that they're acquiring more of that talent here in Scottsdale, especially. I've seen it a lot more, and it attracts crowds big time. It's amazing.
I used to always say like, would you rather see a girl like fist pump or shake her ass? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
like if you're like a bottle popper, like you want to be like hanging out with girls that are like annoyingly high in ecstasy, or like smoking blunts and drinking champagne and like doing cocaine and grinding on you. Like, I don't I personally I'm gonna lean towards that versus like an EDM party, like some girl like talking about where she got like her different bracelets from. Like,
Hey, I know people are always like requesting songs. So what's the big request these days, or what? Is this still
Dude,
Bad
it's just
Bunny?
Bad Bunny, yeah. And it's so weird because like
Really?
I think it's like become like a thing where it's like fun for them to ask for it. I don't even think they want
like a
it.
joke.
Because
Like
once I
flavored.
play it, I don't even get a reaction.
Yeah.
And like I feel like I play like 20 different Bad Bunny songs. I love Bad Bunny.
Yeah, he's great.
I love Bad Bunny, and I don't get like Titi Empora gives me like the best reaction, I would say, because it's like the way it drops.
Yeah.
You know, because I just like cut it in and it's like doom, and then the rest of them just like kind of like
They also
I don't get like a hit, like a moment. It might be the way I'm playing it. It might be when I'm playing it, like whatever. But it's definitely just Bad Bunny. And it's the whole holding up the phone thing. And like, I'll hold up the phone. This is $100 bill. And then it's like, really? Fuck you. You're an asshole. And I'm just like, yo, these people have never been to a nightclub. This isn't a high school dance. Like, get the fuck out of my face. Like, you think for a second I care about you. Like, I just want to do my job well, and that means curating to a large group of people.
Yeah. And it's probably hard, especially when people are kind of like nitpicking or trying to like help you do your job and like trying to make you play songs that they want.
Right. But I had a friend a long time ago be like, I love song requests because it like makes me think of songs I forgot about, or it like gets me to play things I'm scared to play, or like whatever. And I took that approach a long time ago, and I try to, if it makes sense, I do it now. Or if like I don't know what it is, I'll look it up, or like I'll even save it on my phone for later to like check out. Because, dude, I mean, even the latest Jack Harlow record, like the day it came out, some girl was like, "This is like #1 right now. You should be playing it." It'd come out that day, and I was like, I hadn't even heard it yet. And lo and behold, she was right. Like, staff are like the cocktail servers in Scottsdale are on music before anyone else.
Oh yeah,
they are 100% on it and like making me play it like when nobody knows it and it completely bombs, and then like 2 weeks later they're sick of it. And like I'm still playing it in their eyes, and the crowd is now requesting it over and over again. So it's kind of a vicious cycle.
Accurate. So in that type of situation, do you just like download the song like in the moment, like on your phone or something, or how does that work?
We're doing that for tables constantly.
Really?
And that's like a thing that came from like Cake too. Is like I don't give a shit like how bad came from Cake in Arizona. I will say, not in other markets. Like I don't care how bad this song does. This person's spending 10 grand. Like just play it. Just like. It's your job to make it work. Like your job to fit it in, your job to figure it out. And like also it makes me go like, why don't I know this song? I should know. I should know more music than anyone in this room. That's my fucking job.
Of course, yeah.
I'm not like if I walk into your doctor's office, I know more about cardiology.
You're
than
like,
we
I
got
need this medication.
Problem, you know. So you know, we do that all the time. I immediately download it off of. I'll purchase it for me. Like we have a thing called record pools. Can save you on that. It's a whole thing. It's basically subscription services for DJs. You have to prove you're a DJ to get on it. And but if they don't have it, I'll check there first. If they don't have it, then I'll buy it off of iTunes, convert it to MP3, import it on the fly, try to get done as quickly as possible because like you know. Tiffany's in the corner holding a sign and a bottle
waiting
of
on
Ace,
you,
waiting on me to drop it. 100%.
Yeah. Do you ever get like random requests? You're like, what the hell is this type thing?
Every weekend.
Really?
Every weekend. And that like I've had enough of them. Like I just said, like they might not be random. I might be sleeping. You know,
I guess it's good to take that approach because if you're like, what the heck is this song? But then all of a sudden the crowd loves it or something.
Dude, I can't know everything. You know what I mean?
That's impossible. Yeah, we're all learning on a daily basis. You know what I mean?
There's so much music now. And like most of it's trash. But you know, whatever.
So what are your hobbies, man? Like what do you do outside of DJing?
Well, it's pretty full time. But no, I'm a serial hobbyist. So like I'm really into like adventure motorcycle riding. So I have this like.
Do you have a motorcycle?
I have two.
Nice.
Yeah, I have a KTM 890 adventure motorcycle. It's like a off-road / touring kind of thing, and like the whole plan was to like, you know, in the summer take it up north, like 5-day like camping off-road, like through the mountain kind of thing, and then the winter is like through Mexico.
Yeah.
But I was like, I had one a long time ago. I just got a new one. I was like practicing. I had hired like a motocross instructor to like get my skills up and like teach me like the kind of like the inside shit about like you know how to change a tire in the middle of the desert, that type of stuff. But I actually
how far can it go on a tank of gas?
It's only 250 miles, and if I'm off-roading, it's 180. So because you know it has like you know a thing called like rally mode with 9 different traction control settings, and like you can adjust like the amount of horsepower in the throttle and everything. It's 105 horsepower motorcycles. It's really got a lot of torque and it's really fast and like has like full like dirt bike suspension and like you know it's something I've like wanted to do forever, but I currently like have like a minor tear in my knee, so I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
But I've always been like at one point like you know I was like really heavy into pasta making. Or smoking meats, or like competition shooting.
Really?
Like,
nice.
Yeah.
That's
like,
awesome.
Right now I'm studying acting. Like, you know, so that's taking up all my time right now is just acting. Like,
that's awesome.
I'm just
dude.
like studying a ton of like Russian literature from the early 1900s, like, and late 1800s, just trying to like get my vernacular up, so my chops up.
What kind of Russian?
Okay.
What?
Do you speak Russian?
I barely speak English, girl.
Well, can you say anything in Russian?
Not at all. These are translated books. These are translated.
All right, fine.
They're translated.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Russian literature in
Fine.
America.
So there's like I don't know if you ever heard of like Method versus Meisner. It's like method actors, which I'm sure you're familiar with. Like Keith Ledger was a method actor, and like
Man on the Moon.
Joker, Dark Knight.
No, and I'm saying Jim Carrey did Man on the Moon.
Yeah. So they, there's a lot of controversy around people like having psychology issues after it, or like the guy that just did Elvis, like couldn't get rid of the accent for like a whole year.
Yeah, he has a crazy accent.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah. So like,
Fucker.
this guy named Konstantin Stanislavski like kind of invented that in the early 1900s and like wrote like a series of books around it. So I've been like reading those, and then a student of his, sort of this guy Stanford Meisner, like kind of took like a more like person-to-person approach. So they're like the kind of like the two conflicting different types of like acting study. So I've been like taking Meisner down right now, and then I'm gonna do like a whole. I'm like 9 books in, and I'm gonna try to go to like 15 or something.
Nice.
But it's just an interest thing.
What do you see yourself if you're to like get all this information and you become like a really good actor in that regard because you know all the stuff? What do you see yourself like playing?
So I have no idea, because one thing I can tell you from like working in the music industry for a really long time is that whatever you think like you're gonna do is not what you're gonna do. Like you entered med school maybe wanting to be like a boob doctor,
gynecologist.
yeah, you know what I mean? And then you found like a love in like the heart, So it's just like, my DJ career has gone through like 11 different like cycles, maybe not 11, but like 3 or 4 cycles of like different like things that I was like focused on. Like at one point it was like all about like underground music and throwing my own events and like working with artists and like producing, and like now like it's all about like bottle popping in Old Town Scottsdale. It's like way cornier, but like I truly love it. So it's just I'm just studying acting. I'm not even necessarily like getting into acting, and I really just want to learn everything about it first, and then we'll take it from there.
So you mean like a Russian Terminator? Riding the motorcycle.
I could be like, like a stuntman for Bruce Willis or something, or Jeffrey Ross.
He's out of the game action movies. Jeffrey Ross.
But no, dude, it's just like I've always dived like deep into things, and it's just like what I do.
That's what I do too. I love that. Like whatever interest I have at that particular moment, whether it be like I have the most random interest, but like I'll dive super deep down the rabbit hole trying to figure out exactly like what I need to learn about certain things like marketing. I've dug in terms of Google ads, Facebook ads, like things that help my business, things that kind of help me as an entrepreneur. But yeah, it's fun, to be honest. I love doing that stuff.
I mean, I know you well enough to know that you are like have a lot of depth, and then like Joel's been in the industry for like a really long time, so I thought this would be like a good thing. We just met. I just met like an hour ago.
She's awesome.
I don't know what you have to offer. Okay,
she's awesome.
I creeped on his Twitter.
On my Twitter?
Yeah.
That's embarrassing.
I did.
It's just DJ shit.
Good. That's what I wanted.
Twitter,
Can't find my axle cord.
I have like my whole timeline is just like open format DJs, and I love it. Like it's like a safe space for me. Like
Good.
I had to like kick my mom off of there, but
Don't block me.
I love Twitter. I like live for Twitter. It's that and TikTok are definitely my favorite socials.
I love Twitter too.
Yeah.
I just got onto TikTok now just recently, so I'm trying to like explore it a little bit.
Were you hating on it? Like it's for kids?
I hate on it.
No,
On Twitter?
I stay away from it. I don't get it.
You shouldn't.
Everyone tells me to
well,
take up all
initially,
my time.
initially I was because Brandon kept on sending me TikTok. He just spends all his day on TikTok. This guy.
See, that's why I don't want to do it.
So, anyways, he would just send me TikToks over and over again. But there's some funny memes on there. It's the videos are great. They're longer. They're good quality.
It's this for me. Okay, I don't follow a single person on TikTok. I don't need to message a single person.
yeah.
I don't need to like a single
just
video. I
going
don't need
through
to
stuff.
comment. Like I don't need to say happy birthday to anyone on TikTok. I don't need. It's a one-way street of information coming at me.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the algorithm is actually kind of old school. It very much listens to what you're talking about. So like, I'll have that conversation, like, and then that shit will be like, I'll be talking about snowboarding with a homie, and then I'll be all snowboarding, and it's perfect because currently, like, we're talking about snowboarding. I want to see fucking snowboarding videos, and it like the algorithm like adapts over time as my interests adapt, and then I have no naked girls on my TikTok. Not a single.
You're allowed
one.
to be nude
I can,
on TikTok?
No. I just mean like no, like OnlyFans
Bikinis,
shit.
got it.
You know what I mean? No Instagram bullshit. Like
yeah.
I can scroll my TikTok in front of my girlfriend for hours, and there won't be one girl's
Like
ass.
Instagram's the opposite, you know?
Yeah, it's I can't even open it. It's just like my coworkers are all on there doing whatever it is that they do.
Yeah.
Like.
And not only that, even the meme pages have been posting like weird shit recently. Like you're like, come on, man! Like you're really gonna post some fleshlight, some random shit? You're like, come on.
Just trying to make money.
Yeah.
They're trying to get paid. I think Fuck Jerry was one of the top 10 earners for an influencer in last year.
On TikTok?
No, all together.
I guess whoever gives them money, they're like, here to advertise.
It's
They're
like
"Oh,
Mr.
screw it."
Beast is like always going to be number one, but Fuck Jerry was in the top 10. I saw a TikTok that listed off the top influencers like just the other day. Like I also like will watch a guy like ice fishing on there, and I have no intention of ice fishing.
Oh, you got to do it.
That's so good. Dude, you got to get on TikTok.
That's scary.
TikTok should endorse me for out here like selling.
I'm waiting for them.
to two people.
You're all-
I got you 2 new users today.
You're onboarding.
I created one. I haven't signed the agreement in years.
Apparently,
Every time I open it, it's like sign the new agreement.
Well, apparently the algorithm's like better for creators because like YouTube kind of limits a lot of things in comparison to TikTok. TikTok, if someone loves something and they watch the whole thing and they're liking it, like it gives that more push forward as opposed to YouTube, which kind of directs things.
But I see that as YouTube protecting the platform because they're demanding like higher quality content. Like YouTube to me, like I've been YouTube obsessed since the day it came out. It'll always be like a long format thing for me, like watching a podcast. You know what I mean? Like a how-to video.
YouTube's great. I could spend a whole day on there if I really came down to it. Like there's so many interesting different things. That's why we kind of created this type of thing, just because I felt like Scottsdale was lacking in that regard. There's, it's a great place to be. Like I love the city. Like it's a great place. There's always some kind of entertainment going on. The dining's amazing.
Yeah.
There's always some kind of event going on in Scottsdale or surrounding areas. Businesses. There's so many entrepreneurs here. Like one of the things that I love about Scottsdale is that living in Indianapolis for a while, I got to meet a lot of different people. But in Scottsdale, like, you meet someone who has like an RV business, or someone who has like a construction company and blah, blah, blah. Someone who has a marketing company here, someone like, and they're all like huge, like businesses, And I think like having that surrounding you, like, I know for me anyways, it helped kind of make me think bigger in some aspect, So that's really what I enjoy about Scottsdale. So I think the whole purpose of this podcast is, one, to kind of get people to kind of see what Scottsdale is, the people that are here, the different businesses, let them explore and talk about them. The different people in terms of entertainment, like you especially, because I think you're amazing. It's just good people that we care about. You know what I mean?
So like just one of the things that, like you said in there, is like this describing like type of businesses that people have that are like really successful here in the Valley. I think is actually one of the reasons why the nightlife is so predominant, because, and this is just my made up like hypothetical or whatever, but I don't think San Francisco has pop-in nightclubs because the people with money there are like, slightly more, not like intellectual, but like, kind of like they're in tech. You know what I mean? So like, popping Ace doesn't like where they spend their money. They're at home like
it's not
spending
their
their money on like $35,000 VR rooms. Like
something
or
crazy.
yeah. Whatever it is, like, with their Google glasses and shit. Like, but here it's like you own an RV business. You're in your 30s. You got a bunch of disposable income. Like, let's go pop hot. Like, let's have fun. We worked hard. It's like, it's kind of like modern blue collar. Like mortgage industry. I mean, we don't really have blue collar here. We have like obviously we do, but like it's not like the East Coast where it's like my dad's a plumber, his dad was a plumber. Like literally, like my father did flooring, his father and his father and his father all did flooring. You know what I mean? Like,
now there's a broad spectrum of just all kinds of random shit that people do here. It's not like a common like cookie cutter thing here for sure.
Yeah,
I love
100%.
like the mishmash, hodgepodge of flavor.
Yeah. So in terms of stereotypes in Scottsdale.
Yes.
So if you were to think of Scottsdale like the typical guy, How would you describe him in some way?
Well, he's either you or he's Joel. No, I mean, like for locals.
So what are the types
For
that you see?
locals, they really like, they've gotten off the Gary V a little bit.
Gary V.
But they're mostly still on the Rogan.
Yeah.
They're definitely anti-vaxxer.
This is good.
They're throwing house parties during the middle of a pandemic. They all want to be wealthy. Money is the number one priority for them. Money and like showing off. Like
You do see a lot of that, yeah.
Like cars matter to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like their jobs and their lifestyles and their Instagrams focus on like aesthetic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they really like to have LED fixtures in the walls of their homes. They all live in like the worst condo building in America, the Optima.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that place is like absolute shit.
Not one elevator works.
It's literally
so
like,
expensive too. Yeah.
It floods twice a year.
it looks amazing on the outside.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just the ugliest condos I've seen on the inside.
yeah. No,
They don't really have like a swagger aesthetic.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Or like their own personal style.
Yep.
It's like really easy to throw on like a pair of purple jeans and an off-white t-shirt and like buy some like very basic Givenchy shoes and you've got an outfit. Like it's literally like looking at like a room full of the same person.
Yeah.
So I don't find.
Well, you see so many of them like
but
every single day.
that's just
Yeah, right?
that's just like
Yeah.
Scottsdale nightlife.
Yeah. Old Town Scottsdale in a
nightlife.
box.
And
yeah.
like I really worry that I'm gonna end up like one day at the club. Like, dude, I bought a purple shirt from like Neiman's like for $200 like a couple months ago, and I wore it once. That one night, it's like 4 other people wearing it. I was
really?
like,
You're like shit.
fuck. Like I'm never wearing this fucking thing again. Like I'm gonna continue to show up looking terrible. Like, it's not like. I mean, man, I feel really judgmental, but it just doesn't seem like a lot of people with their own opinions about things.
Yeah.
Or they're just not a lot of tastemakers.
What's funny is when I first came to Scottsdale, I'm the most basic guy in terms of like clothing, whatever. It's usually black shirt, blue pants, whatever, basic stuff. So anyways, like I would go out.
guy
like,
wears Louis
go out
Vuitton
to,
now.
well, anyways, so I'll tell you. So anyways, I kept on like
He's
going
also
out.
got LED fixtures in his walls.
Everywhere.
well,
Every
to be,
light.
well, to be honest, the reason I have those, especially around my TV and stuff, at night, it's amazing.
moody.
It's
It's a
amazing.
vibe.
It's amazing. It's great. You
I
feel
know,
good. Hell yeah.
I know, but like,
You gotta get
It's
the
the best.
nighttime
you know,
aesthetic.
Mio,
it's
you-
not,
That's
it's
not just a
definitely not-
Scottsdale
It's
thing.
just not mid-century modern.
No, so well,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's not
But I
like
mean-
LED's the
it's
new
not
s- the
Bauhaus.
new chrome.
Okay, like there's nothing in here that's like inspired by Cubism.
So,
like,
the thing that's cool is like if I have like a holiday event or something, like for Christmas, I turned all the lights green, red. It was cool.
Yeah,
For like Halloween, it was all orange and whatever the heck. For
So
for-
when did you start wearing Louis Vuitton? and Gucci?
Oh yeah, no. So anyways, I was at Casamigos, whatever. I
Dude,
was
he's a childless doctor. He should have been doing it this whole
wearing
time.
my most basic stuff, right? Like just not like it was like Express and whatever the heck, which is like that's most of my closet, like just basic stuff. And anyways, there's a couple bartenders that are like, why the heck are you so basic? They're like talking shit about what I was
them.
wearing.
Fuck them.
They're like talking shit about my shoes because I had some Converse on. They're talking shit about all this shit, and I was like, all right, well, I guess I gotta get a Gucci sweater or
Wait,
something.
wait,
I don't know
wait,
what the
wait,
hell.
wait.
That's
but-
fucked up.
No. See, you should have at that very fucking moment pushed back because
Exactly.
here's the thing. I have to imagine, and I'm just going to I'm making some assumptions here, but like you're a high functioning person, a very hardworking person, a very successful person, right? If somebody is like, why are you wearing so basic shit? I'm like, what? You really talking like that? Like, I'm a fucking doctor, okay?
I should have said
like,
that.
I'm a
Yeah.
goddamn doctor. Like, what are you're worried about what I'm wearing? You should be worried about your life. Like, but it just, and then
That does go into what you're saying though about how everyone's like very like the same cookie
Aesthetic,
cutter.
aesthetic.
Like they expect something, and even if it is like simple swag, they hate on it.
Yeah.
So
I think
aren't you just like a functional dresser?
Yeah. So whatever's comfortable in that moment, I'm like, hell yeah, you know?
This fits.
but still be a vibe. Like, do you have your own flavor?
Who's got the time for this shit?
Yeah. To be honest, it's mostly black,
I get
gray.
Yeah,
blue.
like I just,
Well,
it's
that's
just
what you
not a
feel good in.
it's just not. I can't imagine it being a priority for myself unless like it had something to do with a greater function.
Yeah.
Like I would love to be like a well dressed man.
Yeah, I can't compare.
I would
the-
love to be.
I can't pull
Well,
a.
you're
I,
simple, but like it looks good.
Well, thank you.
yeah,
Like
I
black
can't
on
pull a
black.
Dennis Driftmeyer. You
Can't
know what I
go
mean?
wrong.
Like,
Well, that's his hobby.
Yeah, I know.
Like
He
fashion is
loves
his
it. Yeah, he
hobby.
loves it. Yeah.
So that's like different. Like
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like legitimately into
He
fashion.
loves it. Yeah.
But he's also into like pretty like shallow fashion. You know what I mean? Like it's just like again, it's like Louis, Givenchy. Like it'll be like different pieces than when you see other people wearing in Scottsdale. And it'll be a well put together outfit. It'll look like the new Pharrell Louis Vuitton fashion show that just dropped.
Damn, you hear this, Dennis?
Are you listening, Dennis Driftmeyer? He's in Thailand right now.
Yeah, he
like,
can't
high
hear
on
it.
mushrooms. He's not listening.
Oh, yeah. He's buying his
You
clothes.
should make a short.
He's in a go-go bar or something right now.
I mean, even when he was like doing his like COVID apology video,
That
he
was
was
the
in a
best.
Louis
Oh, yeah.
Vuitton jumpsuit.
Yeah, you can't even argue with it.
Oh, it's Gucci. It was Gucci.
Oh yeah, it's Gucci. That was
The only reason I
best.
know is because someone made a cartoon of it. Like
Right.
they did a cartoon. It was kind of funny.
Let's definitely pop a picture of that in on the podcast.
The people that are like deep into fashion are always wearing like stuff that has like no branding on it. It would just be like really high quality wool.
Yeah.
You know what
Something
I mean?
just
Really,
nice.
It's just cut really well, good silhouettes, like nice textures, like
Yeah.
all those things. But they definitely aren't like. I just can't imagine like being somebody else's billboard.
Yeah.
Like walking around and it just says Givenchy and that's your shirt.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just.
No, and some of the logos are like too big, and yeah, it is kind of corny in some aspect, for sure.
100%.
But yeah. So
Well, the girls are pretty shallow in Scottsdale, so I think that's a big part of it.
I mostly think they're like also really shy. I sometimes confuse like stuck up with shy. I think like because I've had coworkers that
Interesting.
won't say hi to me for like 4 years.
yeah.
And then I'll be like, dude, do you remember Kelsey
The one from Maya.
Graham, the skinny one? Not
Redhead
they're
Kelsey
both
Graham?
skinny, but like
It's Kelsey, the skinny one.
yeah,
Not Graham.
Yeah,
Graham's
yeah,
skinny
yeah.
too, but I know
yeah, but you know what
the
I mean.
stick.
The very
Love
petite
you,
one.
Kelsey.
Yes, yeah, we love that girl. I remember like she wouldn't say hi to me at work for like 2 years, and one day I was drunk enough
She
to
is
be
the
like,
most shy.
"Why are you such a bitch?"
And then all of a
she
sudden
was
you ran.
like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "You just clearly like I don't like me." Like, and she's like, "That's why we love you. You're like our favorite." Like, blah blah blah. And I was like, "I say hi to you every single night. You won't say hi back." I didn't have to call her out by name. We'll bleep that shit out. But
We'll be sashimi.
yeah, but you know what I mean. Like,
She's
and
the
then I was
sweetest.
like, "Oh wait, it's just different." Like, I'm from Boston. It's just different here. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's not like "What up, ho?" Like, it's like more like,
Yeah, well, I think she had to just feel comfortable around you. It took 4 years.
maybe I was being a dick for 4 years. Who knows?
Maybe.
Well, I think
Probably.
in Arizona we're used to people just being like out and like talking and like just like open to like talk to anybody. You know what I mean? Like people are friendly here in Arizona in
Yeah.
comparison. Like in the Midwest, if you talk to like you just go up to like random people and say hi or something, they'll look at you like with a weird face. You know?
You think so?
Oh,
What are you
for
talking
sure.
about?
What like where? I don't.
Oh, in Indiana, and
I don't.
Chicago.
I don't agree.
I don't
Chicago
agree.
for
I think
sure.
everyone's gonna have different experiences everywhere they go.
But yeah.
Chicago.
I would say Chicago.
Chicago's my favorite city in America.
I
think they're
love
friendly in
Chicago. I used to
Chicago?
go there all the time.
I think the industry people are the best.
Okay.
I think the industry people are like the coolest, most down to earth. Like all the
I think
girls
they're the
like
most
don't have like
hardcore.
any attitude. Like they're all like just it's like here. It's like a big group of friends. It's very similar to Scottsdale.
They
They're
might
just-
party harder than us a little.
Yeah, it's colder.
I don't agree.
No? Okay.
Like, we can go back to we can
Sometimes
go
I'm
back and
just
forth
like-
on this. Like I'll call Chicago out on this, but like they just go later, like in the club. But
Late.
we go later at the after party.
Yeah, they go till 6.
Yeah, but I'll notice this, like people like there's a lot of money there. There's a lot of money there, and it's like less of a ordeal for them to be ordering Dom. So they'll like order a bottle of Dom and like it comes to the table and they're like still just sitting there like texting. Like
They
they're
don't
not
care.
like
Pumping the bottle or something.
yeah, they're not making assholes out of themselves because I think they have a little bit more to lose.
Yeah.
You know,
Have you ever been a champagne guy?
like
Drinking it? Yeah.
Dude, I've had a lot of phases with alcohol, like especially where I was like trying to pretend to be healthy or like fix my like drinking problem.
Yeah.
So I remember at the Old Cake, I was like, because they would just let us take whatever we wanted in the DJ booth. I could just be like, bring me a bottle of Dom. They'd be like, okay, like whatever. I was getting a bottle of Vouv every Friday, and I was like, I'm just gonna drink champagne because like not only is
bougie.
it fancy,
I
but
like Vouv.
I like if you just drink champagne. Oh, we got a special guest.
Wow.
What's going
Tao
on?
just walked in.
Tao, perfect person.
Hey, we were just talking about you, Tao.
Perfect fucking person.
Here,
sit
Tal,
down.
come sit down. Take my place for a
Yeah.
I'm
minute.
gonna take my
No, nobody's taking anybody's place. We're making room.
I have to pee.
Hey, that's the reason I'm here.
I have to pee.
We're gonna go pee. Have a seat for a
Okay, we're real clean.
My boy,
That's good.
What's up,
have
Mio?
a seat.
How you doing?
See
We're just
everybody.
talking. I'm talking about the old days a little bit.
Oh man, the good old Zuma Bar and Grill.
So we got Tao
Dude,
here.
R.I.P. Wait, can I just tell you my? Wait, so for everyone that doesn't know, Zuma in on Mill Avenue is closing, right?
Did it already close? I'm not
Or
sure.
it is closing.
What happened there or something? Like,
Well,
what's
well,
the-
hold on,
Everything happened there.
Yeah,
Everything
I've
happened
heard.
there at one point.
Yeah, but in all reality, like it's been 20 years, right?
It-
or 18 or something.
Yeah, 17 years now.
Okay,
So
so
2006.
it's time for it probably to go to bed. But
No, I mean the thing was never really that great. It was just the people, man. It
Yo,
was
really?
like you could do whatever you wanted there.
this man had a ponytail when he worked there.
You did?
This man
Very long
had
hair, yeah.
a ponytail, and I saw him do some very questionable things there that I will not bring up. But
Hey, all of
it's
us.
where I fell in love with you, for sure.
Man, I was definitely
Do you know how I got my?
nothing was expected of me back then,
Do
right?
you know,
So
do you know
could-
how I got my my gig there? My roommate was the dishwasher.
Nice.
Is that true? Is that a true story?
And we used to DJ together, so he talked the owners into letting us audition, and
That
we
is-
did, and we got the gig. It was Jimmy, Kid Vicious.
no fucking way.
Yeah,
really?
he was the dishwasher there in
That is super
in,
vicious.
and Phillies.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's
or like
that's
maybe
nuts.
prep cook at best, but he was.
Phillies was another one where it's just like fucking go to the office and there's just a different world back there. You know?
Oh, scary one, I'm sure. A very scary one. What are you
Yeah,
doing
man.
today? What's going on? You just
Nothing.
going
I
around to
was
see
I was
old
in the
Zuma
area,
people?
so we did a Becky tasting down at Santan Brewery,
Wait, so
and now we're doing a cake cutting 3 years strong with Becky. So
I gotta interrupt you again. I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
Explain this Ponzi scheme that you guys are running right now.
it's not. It's a start engine. It's basically start engine is basically just asking regular people for money.
So you're saying like it's a Kickstarter
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
for a beverage
Yeah, so
company.
please invest. The minimum is $250.66. I don't know what the fuck that 66 cents goes towards.
It has
but
to be.
It's weird.
It has to be so like like in a deck. There's like we need to raise X number of dollars. We're gonna give away X number of points. The division of points by the number of dollars equals the amount for the point. So it's got to be like, and you can't like charge one person a different amount than the other. So and you can't round it up because then you're taking more than you're allotting. You can't round it down because then you don't get the money that you need. Blah blah blah. So it's $250 for how much?
Well, that's a question for somebody else. All I'm doing
$250
is
or $250,000
no. 250 is just the minimum investment.
of $250,000.
$250 will get you a little stake in Becky personality juice.
It's kind of
What
like
that gets you
the Green
exactly?
Bay Packers.
So it's a raise capital type thing for Becky specifically. Is what it is.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Are you a founding member of Becky?
In a sense. So Bird and Sheldon.
Becky
made Becky.
is a hard seltzer, by the way. If
Becky
you don't know,
Personality Juice is a hard seltzer. We are dabbling in alcoholic beverages as well. So that's soon to come. That's what we were doing a tasting on today.
Let's get into the spirits game.
Correct. I think a lot of people are, so we might as well stay on top of it.
Is
ourselves.
Becky? Is it an Arizona thing or is it kind of more broad now?
Becky is like an ASU Arizona, Scottsdale, Arizona
Okay.
baby. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. It was made here. It was pushed here originally, and now we're around the nation,
Nice.
specific places. But
Is it?
yeah,
I mean, I love the branding. I love the name. It makes sense, right?
yes.
What has been like some of like the more recent challenges? Like why hasn't it like found its way into every Circle K yet?
Oh, it's bureaucracy, man. It's just there's so many things you have to go. Just like building a building. You know, you deal with the city, you deal with the county, you deal with the states. There's just a lot of shit that goes into it, and it's like per state. So it takes time, and you know, we want to be in markets where alcohol is like a Nevada, Tennessee, New York, LA, obviously. We're not concerned about Minneapolis, you know, so because people aren't necessarily drinking out there. right?
People
so
are
big
drinking
cities and
everywhere.
yeah,
Are you guys like more of an on-premise or off-premise brand?
we are more off premise.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. That's where the real money's at, is an off-premise, right?
correct. I mean,
Okay.
I don't know. It just depends on the brand. I would
That's
imagine, right?
in the bar or at home.
How are you?
yeah,
to clarify.
yeah.
How are you involved in everything? Do you help with like a lot of different things in the aspects of the company? Or?
I have sweat equity in the brand.
Okay.
I was brought on through the friends. We've always been friends, but I came on board as a creative, to do the marketing, the advertising aspect of things. But there's only a few hands here, so we have to be jacks of all trades.
You're in a few things. So, anyways, I wanted to talk about the side door experience.
Oh, yeah.
Because the last time we had some issues, but so the side door. Tell us a little bit about that, real quick.
Side door experience is just customizable tours of nightlife in Old Town Scottsdale. So, if you want to go somewhere, if there's certain things you want to see, the window is like 3.5 hours. I'll show you everything, right? So
basically,
you're just getting certain perks.
You're getting the hospitality. You're getting the hospitality member experience.
Yeah.
Correct.
You're getting the
yes.
Cutswell, Tao,
you get to,
Jerome experience.
You get to see things from how we see things being a part of nightlife, right?
Yeah.
So I compare it to like the opposite would be being treated like a tourist. You sit in the lines. You don't necessarily get, like, you walk up to the bar, you've been there, but you're not getting eyed because who are you, right? And I hate to say it, but that's just how things kind of go. Like, if he walks up to the bar, you got to wait. That's my boy, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, get a little bit of
I'm
what we
getting
have.
help
I feel like
let me give some of that to you.
No, I feel like what you're explaining and everything it's a more immersive Scottsdale experience in terms of
It is.
of someone that doesn't really know what's going on and going full throttle in Scottsdale and having a better experience rather than just buying a table or something.
On the one hand, I can see the argument being made that it's a bit like douchey, but regardless of what you call it, we do have certain luxuries that other people don't. And let me afford you those. Let's do that for a night. Try that out versus sitting at one table all night, spending all your money.
Yeah.
Going home alone. You know, and I'm not like trying to rub it in, but I can offer something better. All of us can, but I just came up with this idea.
It's just a better VIP experience.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's an alternative. I'm not saying don't do the other things, but give it a shot. See how you feel.
I think that there's like people don't really know how to like protect themselves or like how to control themselves in nightlife, and there's people that do it a little bit smarter. Like Jerome, I'm sure in the very beginning you were probably popping off a little bit.
I don't do that much anymore.
But you still spend some money here and there, right? And it's a moderate amount. It's enough, and you're social and you're friends with everyone, and there's no pressure for you to spend any money.
Yeah.
A lot of people come in and drop a lot of money, and then all the staff and everyone like pressures them to continue spending money. And the moment they don't, they're completely
outed.
They're outed. Like I
Right.
I watched a man literally go bankrupt, like literally trying to have like sex with the staff essentially.
Yeah. I've seen people do that. Yeah.
And then the next day, like I saw him come in on a day where he did not buy bottles, and no one in the building would say hello to him.
Yeah.
Like nobody would even say hello to the man, and it was just
crazy.
sad.
Yeah,
I know that
It
is
was
sucks.
sad, and he was gone forever after that. Like
and you don't have to be that in order to be accepted.
Tuna.
You just have to get some FaceTime in, get to know the right people, and
I
if you're
agree.
cool, like a lot of people aren't cool, but if you are,
I feel
you
like
might not need me next time.
I feel like when I first started coming to Scottsdale and like going out or doing whatever for like that entertainment for the night, you'd meet people, but it was like very superficial in some regard. But then as you got to know more people, like you see Cutswell, you see Joel, like it's a better time in terms of like getting into places like. Getting different reservations, different places.
I am gonna need you to spend some money in Vegas, though.
I think I'm sure people do feel that way, but I want to clear the air that we're not superficial. We have a job to do, and that is to get people to spend. We're salesmen,
Yeah.
as well, especially the serving staff. So, you can be used, or you can be a part of the group. You know.
Yep.
So
Yeah, so it's more part of the group experience type thing.
yeah.
So
100%.
yeah. So if someone's coming to Scottsdale, where do they go to find you?
Sure. All you got to do is call me 480-889-4291, and
Well, that is Instagram.
Yo, you
on
need
there
a
too.
jingle,
the
though.
ladies
You need to get a jingle
the
going.
ladies can call me too. Just,
480.
I'm gonna have you mix it.
Nah,
Cutwell.
For a good
shit, I'm
time.
not on that.
Hype it up.
I'm not on that Rafi level yet. I'll be Rafi one day.
Hey, I'm gonna come asking you about the Scottsdale track. I'm like, how do I hype this up,
Just
Cutwell?
make us one,
This
and then
kinda
when you
gave me,
see
like-
me in the room,
This kind of gave me like a dead end idea right now, and it's
a lot of our
It's like,
ideas.
okay, so no, I have like a million of these a week, but obviously I don't pursue any of them because I'm lazy. But there's a lot of pressure right now on DJs to like move the needle, even at my level. So
Yeah.
like bring in clients. You know what I mean? Like for job security to like get paid more. Like, if I want to get
Yeah,
paid more, if I want to get paid more in Vegas, then I have to bring more, and that makes sense because I'm competing against somebody like Aoki who can like sell the whole place out, right?
Yeah.
So if they're gonna give me the opportunity to perform and I show up with 0 people and 0 clients, it's like, why are we even booking this guy? We have 500 others.
Yep.
I should start a VIP service that connects bottle spenders with DJs so they always have a client. To
That's
bring
the
in.
thing, though.
So like they're coming with these people.
Rest
They're
assured,
always coming with a crowd.
If I'm showing a bachelorette party around, every girl wants to meet the DJ, right? If you
please,
see me,
no.
see me, I'm
No.
introducing
It's not
you.
a two-way
For
street.
No,
It is
bro.
not a two-way
Come on, man.
street. I'm sure they do.
I'm gonna
Great.
just have them wave and like.
Hey, they get those They're still doing those checklists.
Here's what we need: is we need three songs that you will always play, and then I ask them like which of these 3 do you want to hear, right? And then you
Yo.
play it as soon as we leave.
All right, well, just hit the Venmo. Hit the Venmo.
Hey, Cutwell,
Like usual.
So what happens if people come into the DJ booth and you don't want them there? Is there anything in particular that you do? Do you just tell them like, hey, get out? Or
Security's on standby.
First of all, you pretty much always have a security guard. I pay these security guards a lot of money. Okay, every week I come out of pocket a lot of
I
money.
can't even get up there sometimes.
Yo, but no, if there isn't security around, it just depends. Like, it really depends about like their their demeanor.
Yeah.
And like how they approach it. Because if they treat
If
me
they're
like
drunk or
if they
something,
treat me like a human being, drunk has got nothing to do with it. If they're like respectful, like I'm really big on like old school manners and
No,
like
I am
respect.
too, yeah.
And like if they're just like, and I'm like, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
But if they're like, hey, like, sorry to bother you. Like, is there any way you could do this? And I'll take the time and be like, let me see what it is. You know what? Like, I'll be honest with you. Like, I can't right now. Maybe I can later. Like, I can try. Like, I'll treat them like with respect because they're also our customers. I'm in hospitality too, but like, I'm not gonna put up with like whack behavior by any means.
yeah,
You know?
I've just wondered if like DJs go in there and like eat a bunch of Taco Bell before they go, and then just like fart in the DJ booth when there's too
I have
many
a
people.
fan.
No,
I have a fan.
I mean, maybe.
I have a fan pointed right at my ass on the floor.
Oh boy.
That's like a whole like endless conversation. Is like the eating before work thing because like even just eating before anything makes you feel like ugh. I hate going to the client dinners, like having to like go to Toka or whatever and
before.
like eat a giant. You want me to eat like a porterhouse and like go stand in the DJ booth? I need like 14 shots of tequila to like work it out afterwards. But no, I try not like. I eat like if I'm playing at 10 o'clock, my like last meal's at 7:30.
Yeah.
You know,
Really? Shit.
Yeah, and then I
I can't go to bed unless I'm full.
No,
So
that's-
I don't start eating till like 9.
If I'm drinking, I don't eat after work. If I'm not drinking, I eat after work. I'll come home and it'll be like a chicken breast. It'll be like a salad. It'll be something like not a box of Kraft macaroni and cheese. You know?
That'd be the worst.
Oh,
to be
it's the
honest.
best. What are you talking about?
Well, it's the best, but the worst.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
the worst feeling the next day, but the best. Like,
Come on, mijo.
Tao, thank you for the guest spot.
Of
appearance.
course. I actually did come to use the bathroom, so.
Wait,
I'm
what?
gonna use
wait,
it now.
wait, you came here just to use the bathroom?
Kind of, sort of.
I do. It doesn't make any sense.
Oh, no, I heard you were on today, so
All right, this is actually just going to be a solo podcast now. I'm going solo. Hi, everyone. Welcome to my podcast. I think like having a solo podcast is either like you're the most confident or the most arrogant person
Yeah,
in the
it's probably
entire
true.
world.
It's probably
Like,
true.
Could you imagine?
I would love to be able to pull that off, like a solo. I think you really have to like write a lot of material for it, though.
Oh, it'd be difficult.
Like very much about like current events.
Come on in.
I've seen Theo Vaughn does it a lot, or he used to. I don't know.
He does do it.
Yeah, but he does like take phone calls and shit from people. I would love to be able to. I would love to have the balls to put out a solo podcast.
Oh, it's a hard thing to create content and to like keep people's attention. You know what I mean? So, but
If you were a podcast, what would you talk about?
But you can't. But you have to.
If I had a solo, what would I talk about?
Yeah.
Yo, it would just be like my daily affirmations and epiphanies. Maybe I don't know.
Would you cold plunge?
It would be on the podcast. I don't like know. If,
We could
maybe
do that.
I would. Yeah, I would.
Would you
but I
ride
wouldn't
your
make it like
motorcycle?
So I definitely can't wait to make motorcycle content. But it does not relate to my brand in any way, shape,
You
or
have a
Cares.
drone?
Everything relates.
What's
in
your
one
What's
way or
your
another.
brand?
That's
What's your brand, mijo?
partying. That
Crisis.
Yo, honestly, like my brand is simply comes down to relationships and partying, and that's what I'm known for, and like what I have a reputation for is like someone to like have fun with, and then like I'm trying to be like faux popular, like I have a decent following in Scottsdale and in other cities that I've worked really hard to build.
Yeah.
It's that's the only thing I have because I don't create content. Yeah, so.
Where do you mostly DJ at?
In Arizona, I DJ 2 to 4 times a week at El Jefe and Riot House.
Okay.
And then once a week, I go out of state. One day
really?
a week, I go out of state.
Mostly Vegas?
No, Vegas is, it's funny because like I'll post that I'm DJing in Boise, Idaho, and I'll come back on a Sunday and someone will be like, dude, how was Vegas? And I'll be like, I actually only play Vegas 4 times a year.
Hilarious.
Maybe 5. But if you look at it, not only does it stick out, I mean, they give me like a billboard in the airport now. Like,
wow.
if it not only like sticks out, but people just like, I don't know, they're just not really paying attention. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be like DJing in LA and they'll just be like, oh, how was Vegas? Like,
Yeah.
it's over and over again. But 4 times a year is a lot more than you think it is because it's like 3 months. And it's like, I just played there in December. I'm not playing there again until March. Because they don't really do any bookings for people like me until then.
Okay.
And then I'll do like March. I'll do like 4 dates between like March and December or something. And it just seems like a lot, but it's really not. And
Do you play in Denver?
I have. It's been a while. I might go play at the Riot House out there. I haven't really talked to them about it. I do a lot of San Diego, LA, Sacramento, Texas. I'm in Chicago every 8 weeks. I'm in San Diego every 8 or so weeks. That's really kind of the goal is to get like every market.
Where do you play in San Diego?
I've been doing Oxford since they opened. Oxford
I've
Social
never
Club.
been there. I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's like a nicer version of the
Do
old
they
Cake.
own anything else?
They are owned by Click Hospitality Group, and they have like 35 venues, mostly restaurants.
Oh, cool.
They're a huge brand. I actually did just play Boise, Idaho this last Saturday.
Crazy. How big was this club in Boise, Idaho?
So I have 2 clubs that I play there owned by the same company, and they used to like have you do Friday at one and Saturday at the other, and they kind of right now just have you doing one on Saturdays, and it's like again like 3 or 4 times a year. I think that was like my 5th time playing there because I picked the account up like last year, and there's a lot of things I could say about it. One, it's like Boise's like everything Flagstaff should be. It's like a bigger version of Flagstaff. It's really pretty. The club that I play at there, Strange Love, is a large 2-story nightclub.
Sick.
With cryo and LED walls and like lights and everything.
Dang.
Yeah, it's actually jumping because guess what? There's not a lot to do in Boise, Idaho on a Saturday night. And it's a huge college town. So it's better than you would think it would be. Really pretty there. Everyone's super nice. Food's good.
Do you have
awesome
an
skiing and
agent? How did you
snowboarding.
find this
I do
place?
have an agent, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm on my 3rd agent right now.
Okay.
I was originally my like first agency was this company called Scam Artists, and they're considered like probably like the top tier agency for open format DJs in the world.
I've heard of them.
And they have some really big acts on there and some really big names, and it's something that like they're coming up. This year's their 20th anniversary, and it's something that like
That's who you're
for
with
like
now?
10 years I tried to get on. You know
Scam
what I mean?
artist?
Yeah. It's like
You're
no.
not with them now?
I left them about a year after the pandemic, and I went with a company called Sleeping Giant, which is like more EDM focused, but they were starting an open format division, and then that company kind of like fell apart. It was Scam is like a very big brand in the industry, and it's like really it's like a check on your name if you can get on Scam for a lot of people, right? And
Okay.
but Sleeping Giant was like a very professional, real agency, building in San Diego that like has a large staff, and they would like take care of like all of my shit, like everything, like money, like flights,
make sure you're
hotels,
taken
like
care of from
I
all
would get like
perspectives.
these huge emails with like like my rider and like my hospitality rider and like all these like boxes checked and just like a lot of follow up and like
Nice.
you know what I mean.
What's your rider right now?
As far as equipment or alcohol?
Alcohol. What do you want?
I've had the
DJ
same
booth?
one for years. It's just like I don't like to ask for anything expensive. So it's a bottle of Tito's, bottle of Casa Repo, 6 sugar-free Red Bulls, 6 bottles of water.
It's a good standard. That's typically what I get when I go to the
Yeah, because it's just like
Yeah, that's-
easy and it pleases everybody. But like I'm not like bottle of 42.
Yeah.
Like you
There's
know
no
what
point.
I mean? Like they're like you dick.
Oh yeah. dude.
Come on, man.
and I'm just I'm not cool enough for that or famous enough for that either. You know what I mean?
Fair
like
enough.
most of the time,
You'd
people
rather
don't
them
even
give you
use
the
their
cash than spend it on all that.
I don't know. I mean, I hope I'm making enough money. I don't need to ask for like $75 for a bottle of tequila. But like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
So the way it works in my world, for me at least, with an agent is yes, they do bring in like gigs and shit. But that's not really how it works. It's like I've established a relationship with a talent buyer in the Midwest who maybe oversees 2 or 3 different clubs, and he's talking about doing a booking with me. My agent will like get that booking landed, and then he will get me a rate that I deserve, and then he will, if it goes well, turn it into a residency.
Yeah.
And then over time, he will get them to pay me even more and more.
Yeah,
and like
which-
we're like working as a team. You know what I mean? So
Makes
like,
sense.
He definitely, if he brings in 30% new business that's like not contacts that I have or any relationship, completely cold to me, that's amazing. That's like incredible. If it's 50, it's like wow.
Yeah.
But my gig in LA, he turned into a residency. I did it one time. You know,
So when you go to these other gigs, do you have an option to personally pick the DJ that's filling in for you, or is someone above you doing that?
I used to put my hands into everything and try to be like a little more controlling, but a business has to make its own decisions, and they have to like. I do worry about my nights. You know what I mean? Like I want like my Saturdays to stay consistent, my Sundays to stay consistent. We fortunately have like a great team right now of DJs, so I don't really have to worry about that.
Cool.
And currently, like somebody within the company, like I just tell him that I'm taking these days off, and he's been amazing. Like it's literally like
It's always the same DJ?
No, the person that fills. So to answer your question is, I do not control.
Got it.
Okay, but I tell them now on Mondays what days I'm taking off. I don't. I have to like give them tons of advance notice, which is unheard
That's
of.
awesome.
Which is unheard of. Yeah.
That's so cool. So
I
you
know.
book something and you're like, by the way, I just booked something. I'm out of here this weekend.
Yep.
And they're like,
Yep.
that's pretty
So
cool.
I actually got a text earlier today because I hadn't communicated with him. He's like, "Are you good for this weekend?" Because I kind of just don't even communicate if I'm just going to be here for my residencies.
Yeah, that makes
You
sense.
know, and I'm not even going out of town again until February 2nd. So, because again, the season everywhere is just starting. You know, for some markets, and other markets it's completely dead. Like Chicago's like dead right now. You know what I mean? Like,
So if you were to kind of put the different places, we kind of did this the other day. If you were to put the places in terms of big cities and kind of entertainment, in terms of nightlife, etc., kind of how would you rate them? Like what city would be first, second, third, fourth?
as far as like quality, or as far as what?
Like quality, fun.
It's just different. I mean, I hate to not answer the question the way you want me to answer, the way you led me to answer.
So
it.
in terms
but
of-
like, think about it like this: like Chicago nightlife is like pretty unique. You know what I mean? And then their restaurants are pretty unique, and like the landscape is pretty unique. Like, how are you going to compare that to Miami?
Yeah.
Where it's like
I agree with you.
a completely
vibes.
different fucking vibe, to Vegas, which is like going to like a Cirque du Soleil show.
Yeah.
It's not even like going to a nightclub. It's like some other weird fucking thing.
So we're not even in their league.
No, it's completely different. We have something like here, like we do Sunday Fun Day better than anyone in America.
We just do.
Yeah,
Facts.
and we.
I
like,
remember one time I used to live on the East Coast. I remember one time someone in Scottsdale was so convinced, and this is probably you two, everyone sitting here, but it's not. They think Scottsdale came up with the word Sunday Fun Day, and
I
I mean
thought we
people
did.
actually believe
No
that.
way.
If you ask them,
No
you can ask.
way.
I swear to God,
Well, then who did?
and
Because
they're
it's definitely
convinced, and I'm
us.
like,
It's
no,
just
dude,
too much of
that's-
a rhymey rhyme thing.
It's
going
big.
on
It's
that's been
Sunday
said
Fun Day,
before.
west to east. The whole
Right.
U.S. does a Sunday.
It was
Fun Day.
actually made in Nebraska.
like,
Something random.
probably Boise, Idaho.
Shit, I can't even remember like.
Into
oh, dude,
mummified
like I
memories.
play in Sacramento every 8 weeks. Okay, and they do not do Sundays. They have a Sunday night at like the one club, but like they actually have like laws that prevent them. Like, they have to get
can't
like a
buy alcohol
DJ
on
permit.
Sundays.
Their DJ permit at one of the clubs they
EBC
play
store.
at only goes to like 8
EBC
p.m.
store.
You know that makes a lot of sense.
Like, dude, San Diego nightlife can't compete with Scottsdale. I'll tell you that.
No, grunge.
Yeah, it just
Is that
can't.
the right word?
Yeah.
It just can't. You know what I mean? And like,
Cringe.
but neither can
Cringe.
Most
Dusty.
places are
Dusty.
small. Most places are small cities.
Like their best clubs, and not to beat on San Diego, their best clubs are so tiny.
Sidebar
like,
and Oxford.
You're like, oh, this is fun. But
I'd
it's
say
tiny.
Oxford and Sidebar are like probably their best clubs.
I haven't been in them.
Nova, which used to be Omnia, which used to be something else or like whatever. Like,
What's the one that's like Hefe there?
El Chigong.
Yeah, it's
Chigon.
tiny as hell.
Yeah, it is.
It's great
It's
though.
a narrow hallway.
Yeah.
It's like a Zuma with high ceilings.
Yeah, it's
You
fun.
know, but
Have you been to this? There's a San Diego club called Bang Bang, and they just opened one.
open here. It's a restaurant. It's a
It's a
Asian restaurant.
club at night, and it's a restaurant during the day, just
let's
like the
call
one
it
in San Diego.
the one in San
I've
Diego,
gone hard at the one in San Diego.
Really?
Oh, yeah,
when I
during
was there,
Cross
I didn't
Festival.
Get the club vibe. from
Oh
it, but
man, hard.
maybe
Like
I,
big
missed a
DJ.
room or something.
Oh yeah.
I've been to Cross.
No, it gets down at that one in San Diego.
Okay.
I'll tell you this,
I know
the
the
food's
guys,
really good.
I know the guys because they actually just messaged me because I used to go there quite a bit for dinner before the club, and it's funny. The guy that used to be the marketing director for Oxford Social Club just opened a restaurant here as well. And
Oh,
it's-
what's it called?
It's a San Diego chain called Abroja 15. It opens in like 2 weeks.
Got it.
It's at the Biltmore. Okay. So
It's a club?
It's a restaurant.
Oh, okay.
It's an Italian restaurant, like Neapolitan pizzas, that kind of thing. But yeah, no. But San Diego's got the beach, though. You know,
Yeah.
we don't have.
It's hard to
that.
compete with that.
You're right. It
Is
is
there
pretty
any-
Pacific Beach or whatever.
And more importantly, it has Tijuana.
I know, right?
It's a 50,
Hong Kong.
Alyssa, he's got that Hong Kong.
15-minute Uber ride.
Oh my God, you don't know about Hong Kong?
I'm scared.
Yo,
come on.
you know what you got.
All right,
you know what
whatever.
you need to keep on you these
We'll leave
days,
it there.
though?
None of us here
you
know
got a-
about
you got a
Hong
Hong
Kong.
Kong card?
You need that global
You
entry
do not
card.
have a.
Or you will be in the hot sun till 8
That actually
o'clock in the
saves so much
morning.
time, to be honest.
Oh my God,
is that?
hours.
Oh, yeah.
It's global entry for the
Oh.
border.
I have it on my phone.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta have that for Hong Kong now. But
Is there any like place or one night specifically that you can think about that is just it was just the most perfect night? It blew you away. Like the vibe was good, the people were good. Like anything.
yes,
Go on. So like
Yes.
your like
yes,
yes.
it's
Arcadia.
it's on my fucking Instagram actually. It's Ramin's birthday at the Old Cake.
What a fun night.
He got a ladder of Dom, and everything was just hitting, and I was playing Freak Ho by Future, which is one of my favorite hip hop songs for a nightclub.
That's a good
And
one.
it's just like we were ripping.
I
you
love
know,
that.
I've had. I mean, you're always gonna have those nights in your own town.
Listen, Cutswell, this ladder of Dom was invented at Cake. And
I believe it.
Is it an actual
Massoff came
ladder?
out and he said, hey, listen, we have to sell this thing. It's called a ladder. But the first person to sell one, we're going to give you 2 bottles of Dom. And no one's ever seen one before. So I think there was Hefe had access to it. But there's only one ladder, period, in town. And so it was late at night. You know, we're the only Sunday Fun Day spot. So they let us hold on to it that night. And I sold it over the bar. And Hibbert came to me that next Monday. He's like, hey, I see you sold that. That was pretty cool. So
Hell
I
yeah.
I sold the first Dom ladder
Hell yeah.
over the bar. And I was like, Massive, I just saw this.
I'm here actually not to do the podcast, but to get you to come back to Sunday Fun Day. Oh man. Yo, wait. So I
am unemployed.
I was hoping that this would come up organically. Like I'm not trying to like force topics into the podcast.
No, yeah, go ahead.
But
Third
like,
interview today.
Cake had like a very small bar with 2 bartenders, and we had Joel and we had Amy, and Amy would ring up $2,500 in sales, is about as much as you possibly can, and Joel would comp $2,500 in sales, and it was by design. It was by design because it was just the most fun possible. Like everybody wanted to be in there, like ripping shots at the bar. God, could we go get a drink after
place
this?
was wild.
That
place was wild, man.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Cake was
There
so
were nights where
fun.
we would just open for one client.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like close the doors off. Like it was like Drake or something. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of fun. Like I like did like I think I might have peaked there. I don't know.
I for sure peaked there.
I might have peaked there. Like
That's
I
it
don't
for
know
me.
if I'm
It's
cool
all been
anymore.
downhill since.
Yeah.
You're still cool, Coatswell. Don't worry.
No,
But
you're
I'm
awesome.
old now.
No, man.
I have to like worry
You're
about
just
my
getting
Not
started.
true.
By the way,
Not true.
I actually cold plunged before coming. And I'm not lying about that.
I believe that.
Do it on the pod.
I thought you had been doing something different.
Yeah. Thank you. It's working. Yeah. I
Love
saunaed, cold plunge,
Oh,
steamed,
yeah. Where do you
jacuzzi.
go?
And I go to the Lifetime Biltmore.
Okay.
Hey, what kind
okay.
of so when you cold
I go
plunge,
to Reset.
like what kind of sensation do you get, or what kind of feeling? Do you just feel more refreshed? Like
I do
recovery,
it. I do it
or-
6 days a week now, and I have for a long time. So, I'm such like a what?
They say it's bad
so
for your
cold. I
heart.
can't even put my titties in. Do you put your hands in?
Me either.
I'm like, I'm like,
All of a sudden she gets Pinocchio nipples.
I'm like,
Oh shit!
I feel like I'm gonna
it's-
throw up,
it's
but I do
something-
it like twice a week. I do it
My
twice a week.
titties in.
Yo, it's something you can actually get. I think you can get good at.
You can, but like I'm like
And a
I'm gonna
system.
throw up.
Do you sauna first?
So I do the red.
This is a
light.
very Scottsdale conversation right now. It's sauna, cold plunge.
I know, right? So
Yeah, you do them both.
So first I
back
do
and forth.
red light, and then I do sauna,
Okay.
and then I tell myself I'm gonna decide while I'm in the sauna.
That's what everybody does.
Yeah,
That's
and
what
I'm like,
everybody
I'm
does.
gonna
You're
do
all
it.
like coming up with an excuse, like
Yeah.
as to how you can get out of it. Like I don't
I'm
know,
a
did it
weak ass
yesterday.
bitch. I'm a weak ass bitch.
Okay,
but
so-
I go in.
How quickly from the sauna to the cold plunge?
Honestly, not that quick. I would probably say I wait like.
It's a mistake.
I go right
Do you
in.
go right in?
Yo, so I used
Doesn't
to
it
think.
burn you?
Okay, so I used to think that going from the sauna to the cold plunge would be like extra shocking because
Yeah.
you're hot. No, it creates
Not
like
true.
creates a thermal layer on the body, so it's easier to get in. So I go right from the
Interesting.
sauna into the cold plunge, fully dunk my head, and then I do,
You're one of those.
and then I'm like right here deep for 3 to 5 minutes, and then because my knee's injured right now, I then dunk one more time and stand up. I stand in it waist deep for
Do you
about
do it
another
by
5
yourself?
minutes. Yeah.
There's no one there with you, like safety.
Well, there's
What if
other
you
like
pass out?
people.
So you do it
Who's
5.
passing out from a cold plunge?
Shock.
I would barf. I literally have. I burn.
Can you imagine you get in your cold plunge?
But yo, I've had days where I'm like really congested, cold plunge,
Yeah.
more than the steam. I think it's forcing all that oxygen in. You know what I mean? A lot of heavy, deep breathing.
Yeah.
How
And
long
then
have you been doing this?
a couple years.
Oh, so you're like good.
But I've had periods where I wasn't doing it.
You've
But
been working on your brown fat.
Yes, 100%.
Excellent.
100%. I mean, right now I'm working on all of my fat.
Okay.
My number one goal in life
You look
is
great.
to
by the
not.
way.
Oh, thank you.
I could tell you've lost weight.
I lost 25 pounds in the last 3 months. So
Congratulations.
It's about the same amount you'd lose doing semaglutides.
I don't know, man.
Very interesting.
My
Semaglutide is awesome, dude.
my number one goal in life is
DJ
to not
Ozempic.
call Jerome for semaglutides. That's my number one goal in life. You know what I
We've
mean?
made it this far.
To not
Yeah.
call him.
Yeah, to not call him because
Good
it.
idea.
Yeah, I watched the video that was like it should be something you should do if you haven't tried everything else, and I hadn't tried. And I mean, I lost weight before, but like this time around, I hadn't tried anything, and to just like go get a shot, like I just know that as soon as the shots were done, the fat was coming back because the lifestyle hadn't changed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jerome's
it's a,
like
it's a
Jerome's,
behavioral thing. So
Jerome's a genius. He's the kind of guy that can like knock out 20 pounds off of semaglutides and stay on his fucking shit afterwards. I'm a mess.
You're.
I don't mess
I'm
with
an
celebrity tights.
alcoholic.
You're,
Like, you know,
no,
like-
you're a DJ. You live the life. You live the life. Does your girlfriend do this with you? Do you guys? make
No,
that?
I just got her in the sauna like a month ago,
Ooh.
and now she's talking about building one in the backyard.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say the best feeling in the world is when you go from the cold plunge to the sauna. Like, wow, it's
Yeah.
really, really
I
bad.
thought you're supposed to heat up naturally.
So I heat up
I
naturally.
go straight into the
I heat up
sauna.
naturally for
Oh,
a couple
so
minutes, and then I heat up naturally for a couple minutes, and then I go into the steam room, which is a softer like heat, and then to the jacuzzi eventually, and then I shower. It's like, dude, you run all four of those things, you're just like,
Yeah, just good routine.
you're just alive. After, like it's like going to the
It's
spa
true.
every day.
It wakes you up.
Yeah,
You
It-
come-
you were in the
you
nightlife,
bounce out
and
of
now
there.
you're getting in the healthy cuts
I've,
well.
Health well.
Health
I've always
well.
been into working out. It just never showed because I was counterbalancing it with 4 bottles of Tito's a
We're
week.
proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. I'm
That's
close-
exciting. It's hard.
for
It's
me,
hard
it's-
working at night and then still having the
It's not that hard.
It's kind of hard.
You just gotta do it.
You just got to get in that routine, you know?
Don't be a bitch.
Yo, it's all for me. It's all about closing my rings. Closing my Apple rings.
Oh, that's
That's
your
that's
trick.
my thing. I'm obsessed.
I haven't closed
it
my
shows me
ring
how
in
simple
months.
I am. Oh, I gotta close this little like right now. I'm like, oh fuck, oh shit, I got 2 more
No,
to
actually,
close.
to be honest, when I started wearing my Apple Watch, it gives you like a goal. You're like,
Yeah.
I didn't really do shit today. You know
I
what I
don't even
mean?
know
Like
what you're talking about.
I
Okay,
haven't
so-
closed the rings.
I was like,
since
what
my
rings?
the
gout.
activity,
All right.
the activity.
do you
levels.
know what they are though?
No.
Okay,
I don't
so
have
on
an
the Apple Watch, there's 3 rings. There's the red ring, which is active calorie burn.
Okay.
The greenish yellow one is going to be minutes worked out, and the blue one is stand hours. So
Okay.
like you have to stand for a couple minutes every hour, and that's for people that work in offices.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They like sit down for 4 hours at a time. It's really bad for their health. Like. So I actually need to lower my stand hours
Crazy.
because with DJing, I'm averaging 50 stand hours a day, and you're supposed to do like 12. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I only have one ring. I didn't
So
know
you
there
can
was other
choose
rings.
you can choose the amount. So like
Club.
1,000 active calories is what I'm doing. 60 minutes of exercise and 12 stand hours, and then you try to close them every single day. I don't do Sundays.
1,000 active calories.
Yeah.
You hit that every day.
Yes, I
You'll
do.
lose 25 pounds.
Hey,
I've been hitting that every day for years.
Okay.
You really got to like change your diet. It's really
Cuts on top of it, man.
when I changed my diet
What did you
and I
change?
stopped
Yeah, what
drinking as
happened?
much.
Besides the drinking.
biggest thing that I noticed that I think was the most impactful was my resting heart rate went down about 10 beats per
Just from drinking?
Okay, taking the drinking
No,
out
yeah.
because I was going to the gym and doing these crazy workouts and burning like I do like 600 and 700 calorie workouts like 5 days a week and not lose a single pound. It's because my heart health was so bad. It was like pounding out of my chest. I didn't even know it.
Yeah.
For me to accomplish a 600 calorie workout now is fucking so hard because I've gotten my resting heart rate, my active heart. He can.
What's your resting heart rate now?
It's not.
Crazy.
Wait, hold on. I think I got it. Give me 1 sec. I'll find it.
Oh,
I'll
you're
find
good.
it. It
We'll
just
edit the
sucks.
search
Resting heart rate. Ooh, it shot way up, and I started drinking again 2 weeks ago. So
That's what it is. Actually, drinking does
I was
definitely
I was at
increase it.
63,
Oh yeah, it's good.
and then now I'm at 74.
That's still good.
Yeah. Okay.
New Year's got me drinking
But
too.
60s is
But
ideal.
wait. Oh, this is just last week. Hold on. Month. For the month, I averaged 70,
That's not bad. That's not
and
bad.
6 months 73.
Yeah.
You know,
So what should I today?
So-
today I'm worked up right now. While we're sitting
60s,
down.
60s, 70s is good.
Okay, cool. I think it's the most important thing that I noticed.
Yeah.
Like it's harder than ever for me to burn calories.
Yeah.
Which is good, you know, like
Well, a lot of people like taper their specific exercise to heart rate. So sometimes they'll like work
Yeah.
out until they hit a heart rate of like 120s, 130s, whatever happens to be. And then they like know that they're in that particular state that
Yeah.
they want to achieve.
yeah.
But
I'm trying to go for like 120.
Yeah.
For like as an average.
Yeah.
There's 150 in that and there's 108 in that, but it's
Yep.
looking for that 120, 125 average for an hour,
Yeah.
you know.
and when you're up in that 120, 130s, man, like you're working hard, you know?
Yeah. My peak is like 156 is
Yeah.
like when I'm like out of breath.
Yeah.
That's like me out of breath. But dude,
man, I'm gonna have to check all this.
it's worth it.
I know.
It gives you like it's stupid. Like my trainer is like thinks it kind of gives me the vibe that he thinks it's stupid. But if it's getting me like last night, I was coming in like 50 calories under in my active calorie burn, and at 10:30 at night I went for a mile walk.
Great.
That's
So,
not stupid at all. That's
That's
motivating.
that exactly. It's like exactly what it's designed
Yeah.
for. You know what I mean?
Perfect.
Like one more walk. Like, that takes 20 minutes. I called Girian.
Yeah.
Talk shit for 20 minutes while I'm walking at a high pace. Like,
Some days I feel so lazy I don't even want to walk.
just got to do it, dog.
I know.
You'll
but
feel
I'm
so
literally
much
better
struggling
after.
to walk. I'm like,
Add
fuck,
your
I don't
rings.
even want to walk.
So you should lift weights.
My poor dog.
Dude, poor dog.
No, most days I walk her.
That guilt. I had that guilt with a dog. It's the fucking
Yeah.
worst.
I
guilt
get
in
her
the
every
I
world.
know
day.
you got to
I
take
get
your
her.
dogs for walks.
I
man.
get her every day.
She
You got
makes
to,
her
otherwise
own
you feel like a
I
sandwiches
trip a
for
day or two
school.
here or there. Poor girl. Some days I'm like, I don't even have the energy to walk.
Dude, you have it.
I feel you.
You have it. You have it. It's all in your head.
Come on, mijo.
I need
Everybody
a cold
says
plunge.
that. But
You
it's
can do it.
You
This
know
guy's
what?
a good motivator. Sometimes when I'm sitting on my ass doing nothing, I'm like, Cutswell will text me. He's like, "Hey, you worked out today?" I'm like, "God damn it, I gotta
Let's
go work
go.
out."
That's good.
No, he's a good motivator. This guy.
Yeah, you got
You
me
still
motivated.
haven't come
I'm gonna
to
go the
Lifetime.
gym.
I know. I need to go. I need to go.
Cutswell
I need to get. Well, I don't usually go to
I'm-
Lifetime. I go to
I'm
LA
doing
Fitness
I'm
here.
doing a push day tomorrow if you want to come.
What's that?
And we can cold plunge after.
Oh shit.
Together.
Cold plunge. I don't know if I could do that.
You
But
can do it.
Do it.
Wait, so have you
do
never done it?
I just need to jump in my pool.
Do it. Do it. Do
Wait,
it.
have you never done it?
You're coming.
Yo, wait,
yeah, I'm coming.
have you never done it?
I've never done it yet.
Oh, you're coming tomorrow.
I've only done like the ice. You know, the ice challenge. I've done that.
Oh,
about
that's
it.
not the same.
I know.
No, there's like a euphoric moment you hit after
Really?
a few minutes. Yeah, it really oxygenates the blood. Like
Have you ever had like a vision during your cold?
I've solved a million problems.
Go on.
I've solved like work problems, personal
Okay.
problems. Like it's been like, because you know when you have like a lot of anxiety, it's an anxiety killer. First
Yeah.
of all, like big time. And anxiety is a lot of things. You know what I mean? Like anxiety is not always like at surface. You know what I mean? The nerves being
There's
like
roots.
the nerves being like worked up a little bit more, your heart rate being a little bit more.
Yeah.
You might not even notice that you're like anxious, but like if I've been in like a difficult situation with work or like between two choices, like you know what I mean, or like angry at somebody or something, and I've like resolved that in a 3-minute cold plunge and come up with the idea to like fix and move forward because it's like you can't let your mind stops running because it can't keep running because you're focusing on the fact that you're fucking freezing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then you're
It's like
just
get out, and you're like no, and you're like
yeah. You have to like stay until it, you know, it doesn't hurt anymore. Basically,
I've like almost cried.
dope.
I've
I wanna
literally been
cry.
like, yeah, I've almost been like, no, but like,
What's the
because
longest?
I'm a baby. I'm like, get out, and then I don't, and I'm like,
What's
Yeah.
the longest you sat in one?
10 minutes, but I don't think it's about that. I think it's about
The shock.
Yo, no,
That
like
shock
I
thing,
like
right?
you know like so like everyone's like got a sauna for 20 minutes, right? There's like I stay till it's really hard in the sauna and then I go 1 minute longer.
Have you ever done the
So there's a point, you know it. You do it
Okay.
you're like I've accomplished what I,
see
need
what
to
you're saying
accomplish.
because I
today.
sit there and I get exactly like that.
have you done the cryogenic thing, like the thing where you just stand there?
I've done that.
No, I mean access.
Amazing.
I
Yeah.
just wonder. I've just been kind of curious.
I did it at an IV clinic in Houston, and it was badass. I worked out really hard, and I went and did it.
Dude,
and like no soreness.
Nice.
Like, it took away any soreness I would have had. It was
Totally.
amazing.
You know what'll take away soreness? Working out again.
Dick.
No, that's gonna give you some
Working out
soreness,
again.
baby. That's gonna give you a lot of deep soreness.
I know. I'm gonna get back in the gym tomorrow. You've motivated me.
I hope so.
Thank
Thank
you,
you guys
Leo.
so much for having me.
Thank you.
We'll
Cutswell.
have you
we
back.
appreciate you.
I
You'll
love
have
the
to
sound of
come
my own
back.
voice. So.
That was great. We have a ton of content. It was great having you here.
We had a
got-
special guest.
We got to learn more about you. We had a special guest.
We had
Yeah.
a special guest.
They're like, I can't wait to see this movie though. If you start
better
acting, you got to
speak
go through with it,
Russian.
man.
Oh,
Come on.
yes.
No, it's not even about that.
I know, but
It's not
I
about.
want it to happen
it's
though.
not it's not about.
I know.
It's just a process.
I know.
You want to learn?
You're just
the
learning
art.
more
it's
about it.
still
I
really
just like,
interesting.
I just like doing it.
But still, I want to see like a Terminator Cutswell or
Yeah.
like
Have you practiced?
yeah.
Have you practiced any acting
No,
from what you skilled?
no. I'm just doing a deep theory study right now.
Okay.
Because I really want to like have the history and understanding of it before I like even decide to move forward with it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And
If-
I will say this though, it is every step along the path of theory study has been an encouragement to continue further.
I'm
so
getting-
I haven't like hit a place where like this isn't for me. You know what I mean? So
It's like,
it's
yes.
coming, but
Yes.
I'll just say this. I've been working in the arts my entire life, and it's not like man, I really want to learn how to play the guitar. Like if I want to learn how to play, I'm learning how to play the guitar.
what would be really
You know,
good.
like-
What would be really good is if you like learned all this stuff. You're like, got all the details of acting, then you went into porn or something.
What if we made it like
I don't want to typecast you.
Oscar-winning
but-
porn? Oscar-winning
Oscar-winning
porn.
porn. Yeah, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You have this
AVN.
porno star.
Like, holy shit! Did you guys see that
Laura.
porn? That
Yeah.
story was amazing.
yeah, you've been typecast.
The
Sorry.
AVN
The
category
AVN.
at the Oscars.
That plot thickened.
Yeah.
And best
That
acting.
plot thickens. Oh my god.
That fucking plot thickened, baby.
Oh my god. Well,
All right, great.
And on that note,
Well,
no.
thank you for coming, Mijo.
thank you for having me.
Thanks, Gutswell. You're the
Talk
best.
soon.
We love you,
Love
man.
you guys.
Love you.
Thank you. Bye.
It was so nice meeting you.
Yo, you as well. Bye.